Hi everyone. Today I have some super exciting news. I just got word from Nvidia from the latest CES conference in Las Vegas. And they have a ton of new technology and new announcements, but the most exciting to me is the new RTX lineup of gaming laptops. So we're gonna check those out right now. So we can see that the GTX 1060 and 1070 is being replaced by the new RTX GPUs. There's 40 of them coming at the end of the month in January. These are going to be the fastest cards in the world and also the fastest laptop cards. It's talking about how it's going to have real-time ray tracing, which is incredible. I'll talk more about that later. It's talking about the Optimus technology and that they're going to get much better battery life. So here we can see the RTX 2080 it's going to have twice the performance of a PS4 Pro, which is just crazy, and 8 gigs of DDR6 memory, so much faster than DDR5 memory. Looks like it's going to be 40% more efficient than the GTX 1080 laptops. So this helps explain some of that as well, that it's going to be overall lighter, smaller, and to 2.5 times the battery life, which is just crazy. It's really good. I was talking about the Max-Q architecture, and the RTX 2070 GPUs will also have the 8 gigs of DDR6 memory, like the 2080, or like the RTX 2080s. And it looks like the RTX 2060s will still have the 6 gigs of DDR6, which is still pretty good. It's great. So you'll be able to play Battlefield 5 and the highest settings, or near the highest settings, and with the ray tracing on, and 4K editing, and it's faster than a GTX 1070 desktop, which is just ridiculous. That's really fast for the new mainstream RTX 2060. So it's going to be available for brands including Acer, Alienware, ASUS, MSI, Samsung. So, and you can see someone down here said that they had a GTX 1060 laptop, which was one of the best gaming setups they've ever had. So I can attest to that, having owned both GTX 1060 and 1070 laptops. We'll just really quick take a quick glimpse at what the ray tracing, real-time ray tracing does. And so on the left you can see it has no ray tracing, and on the right it has the real-time ray tracing on. Henceforth the name RTX. As you can see, that's just a huge difference in graphics and realism. Absolutely incredible. And you can only do that if you have an RTX graphics chipset. Max-Q design is one of the thinnest and lightest, and some of the other technologies that come powered by this new architecture. Here we can see the specs for each of the new units. You can see that the RTX 2060 has a really huge amount of CUDA cores, 1920. I think before it had like 1280 on the GTX 1060. So this is a big leap, and it has that, of course, that DDR6 helping it be much faster as well than the GTX 1060. Looks like one of the only other negatives to the 2060 is that it's just 192-bit memory interface width, which and besides the 6 gigs of DDR6, so if you go up with the RTX 2070 or 2080, you get both that 256-bit memory bandwidth and also the DDR6, the 8 gigs DDR6. You know, we're so fortunate now as gamers to have, and power users to have entered a new era with gaming laptops and gaming technology, starting with the last generation, the GTX 1060s and 1070s and 1080s. Those were the first laptops ever in history to be nearly as fast, almost the same speed as the desktop versions, and that's just never happened before, because always the mobile version has always just been way slower and just way less powerful. And so now with the newest generation just coming out at the end of January 29th, we're going to see again that now the next generation, the RTX generation, just much more powerful, much snappier, much more efficient, uses less energy, everything. So, and that's coming really soon. And they're also going to be nearly as fast as their desktop counterparts. So this is just great news, and that just means you get an immense amount of power under the hood. As far as like VR or just any type of gaming, the latest games at the highest settings on a laptop, which is just like incredible. And not to mention if you're architect, engineer, video editor, anybody's like a power editor who needs a high-end hardware. Like I said, video editing in particular needs high-end graphics and everything. So having a portable laptop such as this is just with this kind of power is so light and portable is just absolutely phenomenal, absolutely incredible. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the great news it brings. I'll have some links to the laptops posted when they become available. Go ahead and check out my other related videos, and I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe.